Opening overview. Vladimir Putin has been one of the most powerful and polarizing figures on the global stage for over 2 decades. As Russia's president, he has shaped the course of his country's political landscape and its relationship with the world. This story will explore the key moments and turning points that defined his life, from his humble beginnings in Leningrad to his rise as Russia's leader. Purpose of the story. This story will delve into the key facts and events that have defined Vladimir Putin's personal and political journey. Early life and background. Birth and family background. Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin was born on October 7, 1952, in Leningrad, now St. Petersburg, Soviet Union. His father, Vladimir Spiridonovich Putin, was a conscript in the Soviet Navy, and his mother, Maria Ivanovna, was a homemaker. Putin's early life was marked by poverty and hardship, particularly during World War II, when his father served in the front lines. Putin was the third child in the family, with 2 older brothers, but both died at young ages. His older brother Victor died in infancy, and his other brother, Albert, passed away from diphtheria during the siege of Leningrad. These early losses influenced his worldview, making him reserved and determined. Childhood and education *. Putin grew up in a working-class district of Leningrad. He attended school in the city, where he was an average student but showed early interest in sports, particularly judo and sambo, which he later excelled in. He graduated from Leningrad State University in 1975 with a law degree, and during his time in university, Putin joined the Communist Party of the Soviet Union. It was during his university years that he decided to pursue a career in the KGB, the Soviet security agency, which would shape much of his future. Part 2. KGB service and early political career. KGB recruitment and early years *. After graduating from university, Putin entered the KGB in 1975 and was stationed in Leningrad. His role involved monitoring foreign students, and he quickly rose through the ranks. His time in the KGB helped him develop crucial skills in surveillance, intelligence gathering, and diplomacy, which would serve him later in his political career. Service in East Germany *. From 1985 to 1990, Putin was stationed in East Germany, working in the KGB's Foreign Intelligence Division. He operated under the guise of a translator and liaison to the West German government. His time in East Germany exposed him to the political dynamics of Europe during the Cold War, and he also witnessed the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989, an event that dramatically reshaped Europe's geopolitical landscape. Return to Leningrad and politics *. After the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991, Putin returned to Leningrad, now St. Petersburg, where he became involved in local politics. He worked under the city's first democratically elected mayor, Anatoly Sobchak, in various roles, including as an advisor on foreign trade and economic development. His time in St. Petersburg was important for developing connections with influential political figures, many of whom would later become part of his inner circle when he ascended to power in Moscow. Part 3: Rise to Power in Moscow. Transition to Moscow and Yeltsin's inner circle ***. In 1996, Putin moved to Moscow, where he quickly gained favor within President Boris Yeltsin's administration. He joined the Kremlin in 1996, initially working as an aide to First Deputy Prime Minister Anatoly Chubais. Putin's loyalty and competence did not go unnoticed, and by 1998, Yeltsin appointed him to head the Federal Security Service, FSB, the successor to the KGB. During this time, Putin gained a reputation as a decisive and pragmatic leader, handling issues of national security and organized crime with an iron fist. The path to presidency ***. In 1999, President Yeltsin appointed Putin as prime minister, a crucial step that catapulted him into national politics. When Yeltsin unexpectedly resigned on December 31, 1999, Putin became the acting president of Russia. This moment marked the beginning of his long hold on power. Despite his relative inexperience in national leadership, Putin quickly gained popular support through his tough stance on the war in Chechnya, where Russian forces were fighting separatists. His military decisiveness bolstered his image as a strong leader capable of restoring order to a country still recovering from the chaotic 1990s. Part 4: Presidency, First and Second Terms. Putin's first term, 2000 to 2004 ***. Putin was elected president in 2000, and he immediately set about consolidating power. He centralized control over the media, strengthened the Russian state, and moved to assert Russia's influence on the global stage. He was popular for stabilizing the Russian economy, increasing all revenues, and modernizing infrastructure. However, his critics claimed that he was suppressing political opposition and undermining democracy. Second term, 2004 to 2008 ***. Putin was re-elected in 2004 with a landslide victory. During his second term, he continued to tighten control over Russia's political institutions, including the media and political opposition. His relationship with Western countries began to sour due to Russia's assertive foreign policy. Putin's government also undertook major reforms in the energy sector, as Russia's vast natural resources became the cornerstone of its economic resurgence. However, the crackdown on independent media, political dissent, and human rights became increasingly apparent. Part 5: Transition to Prime Minister and Third Term. Term limits and political maneuvering. In 2008, due to constitutional term limits, Putin could not run for president again. However, he maneuvered around this limitation by endorsing Dmitry Medvedev, who won the presidency and appointed Putin as prime minister. This arrangement was seen by many as a way for Putin to retain control over Russia. Return to the presidency, 2012 to 2018 ***. In 2012, Putin returned to the presidency after Medvedev agreed to step aside. This third term was marked by mass protests against electoral fraud, which were suppressed by the government. Putin's grip on power continued to grow, and he passed legislation limiting political freedoms and strengthening the security services. His government also took a more assertive stance in international relations, particularly in the Middle East and Europe. Part 6: The Crimea Crisis and Foreign Policy. The annexation of Crimea, 2014, ***. One of the most significant moments in Putin's presidency was the 2014 annexation of Crimea. After Ukraine's pro-Russian president, Viktor Yanukovych, was ousted in the Maidan Revolution, Putin saw an opportunity to strengthen Russia's position in the Black Sea region. The annexation of Crimea sparked international condemnation and led to economic sanctions from the West. Despite the backlash, Putin's popularity soared in Russia, where many viewed the move as a reclaiming of Russia's rightful territory. Russian intervention in Syria ***. Putin's foreign policy also included significant involvement in the Syrian civil war. In 2015, Russia began military interventions in support of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. The Russian involvement solidified Russia's role as a major power in the Middle East and challenged Western influence in the region. Part 7: Domestic Challenges and the 2020s. Political dissent and protests ***. In recent years, Putin has faced increased opposition at home. The protests surrounding the 2011 parliamentary elections were just the beginning of a growing movement against his long rule. Opposition figures, most notably Alexei Navalny have become high-profile critics of Putin's government, with Navalny being imprisoned multiple times and facing assassination attempts. Despite this, Putin's popularity has remained high, especially among older generations and those who view him as a stabilizing figure. Constitutional reforms, 2020 ***. In 2020, Putin pushed through a series of constitutional amendments, including one that reset his presidential term count, allowing him the potential to remain in power until 2036. This move was controversial and seen by many as an attempt to solidify his grip on power for years to come. Part 8: Legacy and the Future. Putin's legacy ***. Putin's legacy is a subject of debate. On one hand, he has restored Russia's global influence, stabilized its economy, and maintained high levels of personal popularity. On the other hand, his presidency has been marked by significant human rights abuses, political repression, and strained relations with the West. Looking to the future ***. As of the early 2020s, Putin remains an influential figure in Russia and global geopolitics. His future plans for Russia, including his handling of economic issues, relations with China, and foreign policy, remain to be seen. Conclusion ***. Closing thoughts ***. Vladimir Putin's life story is one of intrigue, power, and controversy. From his rise through the KGB to his decades in the Kremlin, he has shaped the modern Russian state. His political maneuvering and ability to adapt to changing circumstances have made him one of the most enduring leaders in the world today. The end. Did you enjoy this story? like the video and comment. Subscribe channel. See you the next video. Have a nice day.